CTV Scott Hurst is following developments in this story. He joins me now with more. So what is the latest this morning, Scott? Has there been any movement on putting off a potential rail strike?
Marcia, wages scheduling and provisions for fatigue management as well. Another major sticking point, worker safety, worker fatigue, is what the union is also concerned about. So that is also a key issue in the negotiations that are ongoing at this point. Nothing major to report from any of the sides involved in terms of progress towards avoiding this massive railway stoppage and potentially coming to an agreement. And as you said, the clock is quickly winding down. It is basically midnight tonight, 12:01 Thursday is when this major disruption could occur. Canada's two main rail companies and the Teamsters Union not yet struck a deal. And according to the Labour Minister, Steve McKinnon, quote, real issues remain outstanding to avert the disruption, as you mentioned. And we said that this is wages are a big thing, but not the only thing. Scheduling of crews and fatigue management, also a key issue. The companies CN Rail and CPKC say they will start locking out workers, Marcia, in the early hours of Thursday if they cannot reach a deal, while the union says it is ready to call a strike for that day as well. So we are closely watching negotiations throughout the day to see if they can come to a last-minute deal to avoid this massive railway stoppage, Marcia.
Yeah, massive indeed, and it's really hard to put into words what the impact will be on freight, something like $380 billion worth of goods, as well as people who are trying to get places, Scott. This is a biggie.
And there are major knock-on effects as well, ripple effects. As you said, it's hard to imagine, hard to put into words the potential consequences of this work stoppage, but we'll try to frame it a little bit in terms of where companies are impacted and how Canadians will be impacted. Huge impacts, first and foremost, on the agriculture industry, farmers, and the ability for farmers to move their products. Businesses, big and small, getting the inventory they need, meaning possibly shortages of products on store shelves, but also major disruptions on the manufacturing side in order to get parts. So that means the entire supply chain is at risk here with these two rail companies potentially having this work stoppage. The two companies move roughly $1 billion worth of goods per day, according to the Railway Association. So that is just a massive number in terms of dollars. But also, Marcia, you mentioned it's not just freight. It's not just the economy that is at risk here. It is everyday commuters who may be affected as well, some tens of thousands of commuters, most notably in the three largest Canadian cities, Toronto, Montreal, and Vancouver. They could be impacted on some of the commuter corridor lines, and so we're also watching for those effects as well. So it is everything from potentially how you may get to work in terms of using the rails to get there, to what you see on the store shelves, to the manufacturing and farming side, getting the products across this country and beyond our borders as well too, Marcia.
From my own comments, $380 billion a year. Yeah, okay, Scott, please keep us posted on any developments. I know you're watching the story closely for us this morning, again, as the clock ticks down to a potential rail strike at midnight.